Public and private memorials planned to mark a year since Surfside. Demonstrations in D.C.
If we take care of soil, we'll be able to stop other environment.
Showing concerns over climate change. And Marlin players having a ball during their last game against the Mets. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Leanne Abu-Tarbush.
I'm Paloma Pimentel. Today is Tuesday, June 21st, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Federal Focus, an update on the government's investigation into the Surfside collapse as we approach the one-year anniversary of the tragedy. This coming Friday marks 1 year since the collapse.
And federal investigators have released a video with an update on the progress of their investigation.
It was a year ago when the 98 souls lost their lives during the tragic Champlain Towers collapse in Surfside on June 24, 2021. The majority of the victims were asleep and unaware of what was happening when the 12-story Champlain Towers collapsed. On Friday, a memorial will take place here at the Champlain Towers South, honoring the Surfside victims. The names and ages of all 98 victims are displayed along the fence where the Champlain Towers previously stood. A banner that stretches the entire length of the block is meant to express honor and remembrance for those who have died and the families affected by this tragedy. Until the investigation is complete, the Surfside victims and their families will receive a $1 billion settlement.
Most of the events scheduled for Friday's anniversary are only for family members, but there will be a public memorial event at 10 a.m. It will be the first time the public will be invited to the collapsed site.
Renewed worry this morning for 2 Americans held prisoners by Russia. Yesterday, the Kremlin said the 2 detained Americans, an endangered Russian servicemen, and therefore will not be protected by the rules of the war, known as the Geneva Convention. The 2 men, who are both from Alabama, were voluntarily fighting alongside Ukrainian forces against Russia.
An urgent plea this morning from the family of a U.S. Marine veteran held prisoner in Venezuela. Matthew Heath is part of a group of an oil American executives known as the Citgo-Sex, who Nicolas Maduro regime accused of terrorism 2 years ago. Members of Matthew's families have learned that depression behind bars recently led them to attempt of suicide. They want the Biden administration to help get Matthew home.
Many people gathered in our nation's capital to educate the community about the importance of soil conservation. According to the United Nations, every 5 seconds, the equivalent of 1 soccer field is lost to soil erosion. And with climate-related sea level rise, the situation is only expected to get worse. The network's Yvette Franco from our DC bureau explains the solutions activists are hoping for.
Washington, D.C. joins thousands of people across North and Latin America in over 60 cities. The objective is to bring awareness about saving soil.
In our hands, so thank you. Save soil. Let's make it happen, everyone!
Activists claim soil is in danger and push lawmakers to take action.
I think if we put the right policy in place,
Pharmacies this morning are beginning to
Washington,
receive...
D.C. joins thousands of people across North and Latin America in over 60 cities. The objective is to bring awareness about saving soil.
In our hands, so thank you. Save soil. Let's make it happen, everyone!
Activists claim soil is in danger and push lawmakers to take action.
I think if we put the right policy in place, make people more aware of what's going on, because I think the first thing is to bring awareness to it, because a lot of people aren't aware that the soil is going bad.
The Save Soil movement also says that without soil, climate change and food crisis will intensify.
People are struggling right now. We need to grow, we need to increase organic matter in the soil. We need to bring the soil rich so the food is rich and we are healthy.
Degrading of soil is making the ground less able to contain the water. So if we take care of soil, we'll be able to stop other environmental problems.
The movement is bringing people of all ages and political leaders around the world to stand up for soil health.
Continue this until policy change around the world happens. So this is a generational responsibility for each and every one of you.
In this event, we could see children singing, families dancing, and activists being very passionate about this matter. From Washington, D.C., reporting for the South Florida Media Network, Yvette Franco.
Pharmacies this morning are beginning to receive doses of the COVID vaccine for patients under 5 years old. The Biden administration has prepared launch events for later today. The CDC and FDA says kids as young as 6 months can get Moderna or Pfizer shots. Some parents are hesitant because children tend to have milder COVID symptoms than adults.
It's an event fit for the kings of the NBA.
That's all ahead, and so is the story. The Marlins outfielders had to deal with more than just the Mets yesterday afternoon's party. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Outfield interruption during the final game of the series between the Marlins and the New York Mets. The Marlins are home today, but they are still scratching their head at what happened at their last game of their road trip.
Yesterday, the New York Mets won 6-0 against the Marlins, but that's not the most interesting event of the game. Balloons repeatedly blew into the field of play, causing a delay. Outfielder Ryan De La Cruz eventually had to pop the balloon. Today, confetti in blue and gold still covers the streets of the Bay Area due to the Golden State Warriors championship parade. Steph Curry and the Warriors celebrated their 4th NBA World Championship in the last 8 seasons since Curry joined the team back in 2009. Although he is certainly a key factor in the team's recent success, this is the first time Curry wins Finals MVP. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paloma Pimentel.
I'm Leanne Abu Tarbush. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.